Kellogg. I'm the women's distance coach here at Ohio University. I first started running myself in 7th grade. My dad was a big runner in his younger days, and even still today. He ran collegiately, and then he ran post-collegiately for a while too, and qualified for the U.S. championships and things like that. So I was always immersed in running from a young age, but my dad was one of those people who never pushed the sport onto me at all. I think he was actually surprised when I went out for cross country as a 7th grader, and it was addicting. So I came back to it in track that year, and then 8th grade went back for cross country, and I just slowly started improving every year. And then that transitioned into high school, where I'd say my passion for the sport just continued to develop, and I realized I wanted to run at the collegiate level as well. I started my collegiate career at Michigan State, and I was one of the kids who really wanted a big school experience, really wanted to be a Big Ten athlete, and I ended up actually transferring to a smaller school back home, Otterbein University, and quickly realized that being in that type of environment suited me a lot better than being in that big school. And, I had a great coaching staff there who really focused on developing athletes and really continued to foster my love for the sport. I'd say the one thing that I was a little bit unsure about coming into coaching was if I would still have those race day nerves and race day jitters that I had as an athlete now that I'm no longer competing. But if anything, I've quickly realized I feel those emotions tenfold on race day. I'm way more nervous and way more excited for the people I coach than I ever was for myself. And to me, that just shows that I chose the right profession and that I'm doing something that I love and that I'm going to continue to love throughout the rest of my career. But I do feel like my passion for the sport and my love for developing athletes is what's made this transition as easy as it has been. Something that stood out to me in particular about this job was the fact that the athletes on the team were as talented as they were. I felt like I could come in and develop the people that were already here into a competitive cross-country and track program, and that's what attracted me here, and that's what we're going to continue to do for hopefully many years down the road. We definitely have a lot of notable experiences. Number one being coming into my first season here, cross-country season was initially canceled. About a week before we thought our season was going to end, we found out it was just beginning, and they brought back the MAC championship meet, so we extended our season for about 5 more weeks, and we're able to race 3 or 4 times, and eventually we had our best performance at the MAC championships within the last 7 years. It's an exciting time here. There's a lot of energy at practice. There's a lot of energy on race day, and that's something that we're going to continue to emphasize moving forward. I would say the number one factor for me with coaching a collegiate team is the culture that you have. If you don't have the team atmosphere and the culture in place, then there's always going to be a ceiling for what you can accomplish. And I think that that's something that we prioritize a lot here, is building that culture, fostering an environment of support, trust, and being at a place where people truly care about what they're doing as athletes and as people. When I came here right away, I knew I wanted to establish a program that is year in and year out competing for MAC championships. And last year, we were 6th in the conference. It was a huge step forward. I think a lot of people saw 6th place on paper, but what I saw is the progress along the way that's going to continue to bump us into that top 5 and then that top 3, and then knocking at the door of a conference championship. Something that I continue to tell myself when I'm writing training or when I'm planning for the season ahead or when athletes are having big breakthroughs is not every day needs to be an A+ day. And sometimes that means you just need to get through the workout and not make it the hardest thing you've ever done. The way I approach training is that we're going to get a little bit better each day, but that we're not going to swing for the fences every single day. You got to know when to go hard and when to pull back. I try to always be grounded and cautious with the way we approach training, and understand that if we're doing things right, we're going to get better without compromising health or without overdoing it in practice. And I think that understanding when to do that is crucial in terms of peaking at the right time and in terms of making sure that athletes are still enjoying themselves along the way.